Thank you for tuning in to Spirit with me over the last season. It's been a pleasure serving you. We're going on a short break, but plan to be back with a new season. And we are still scheduling calls now. So sign up to join me on air at radiomedium.lauralee.com. And remember, we're always available to you at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter too. Always love to hear from you. In the meantime, hope you enjoy one of my season's best. Hey, welcome back. If you tune into this show long enough, you're going to discover the spiritual realm finds our lives priceless. But in our real world, life has a price tag. And we're going to delve into the subject a little bit more on my latest episode here on the Radio Medium show called Know Your Worth with my special guest expert, who is a trial attorney and also the owner of Kanaski Bresney Lawyers, is Todd Bresney. Welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
It's my pleasure to have you. So how is it that one evaluates our economic worth?
Well, under the law, there are various tricks to do that, none of which I believe are fair. I mean, you can look outside of the realm of personal injury or wrongful death and look at just what sometimes we do when we get to a certain age, we take out that life insurance policy. But that very rarely exceeds $1 million, and we know our lives are worth more than that. So then you look into the legal realm, and unfortunately, you got to keep in mind that they basically look at parts of lives, but only just a tiny portion of the value of what our lives really are.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, keep in mind these laws were written a long time ago, written over decades. Each state is a little bit different, but most of them are the same. And I'll tell you that judges and juries, because they're written so narrowly, oftentimes miss the big point. Like if you work and you have a big income, then that is weighted very heavily. Or alternatively, if you don't work, but you donate your time to charity, you raise your children right, you spend time helping others, that person's life isn't comparably valued as much under the law. It should be, and it can be. But under the weights that we use, it's usually not. About 10 years ago, I had a case where a very wealthy banker got intoxicated, got behind the wheel, and ended up putting a man who was a father of 4 into a wheelchair. And I'll tell you, the man in the wheelchair was a single father. He had his own independent business, wasn't near as successful. And the fact of the matter is I started looking at that man's life and, say came to mind. But I'll tell you, under the terms and conditions and the laws that we have in the United States, why is this drunk? Probably, well, not probably, I know he was abusive to his own family, 4th marriage, workaholic. Why is his life worth more than the father's under our current system? And there are ways to defeat that, but I think that's insanely unfair.
Right. Why does this happen to us?
I'm just a lawyer, but what I think, after seeing this over a matter of decades, is that we're used to putting a dollar value on certain things. The more money you make, the more worthy you are in this country. And unfortunately, I think that's due to perverse marketing. I think that what we fail to do is recognize that each individual experience in our lives has some value. It doesn't matter if I'm a banker, a lawyer, a construction worker, a bagger at the grocery store. It doesn't matter because each of our experiences have value to us. And that's the way we should be looking at it. And so that's why I would argue that the man in the wheelchair that I represented, his life, if we had to compare the two, is worth 2-3 times that of the very wealthy multi-million-dollar stockbroker who was drunk.
What do you think is the biggest takeaway for our listeners right now?
I feel that everyone should take time and look at the small experiences. It's basically mindfulness. When you commit to somebody and you talk to somebody and you communicate and you have an interaction with them, just remember that that's what life is all about. And we're stories filled with paragraphs and sentences. Those are valid.
I like that. That is a big message that we hear a lot from experts on our show about being present, especially with the ones you love. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. Where can people find you, Todd Bresney?
Well, you can find me at bresneylaw.com, or you can find me at 888, the letter U, count the number 2. 888, you count 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
If you like this segment and you want more, please subscribe. And also you can tune into your spirit each and every day by subscribing to the podcast on your favorite forum. And please rate it and share it. We'd appreciate that.